Chapter 5, Lesson 6 is division using multiplication facts. Now, this is when the tool of number of groups, items per group, and total items will really help a lot. But we also need to remember that in the last year, in grade 2, the kids learned about money, the kids learned about volume, length, and mass. Therefore, those need to be applied in this lesson as well. So, the key is these can be changed to number of things, amount per thing, and total amount when dealing with money. Okay, when dealing with length, this is number of things, length per thing, and total length. So that would be in meters and in centimeters. When dealing with mass, this is number of things, mass per thing, and total mass. The unit of measurement here would be kilograms and grams. And finally, for volume, number of things, volume per thing, and total volume. So this will be our milliliter versus our liters. So these things we learned in grade 2. So if the kids will have a hard time distinguishing if it's volume or mass or liters, then it's probably okay to just stick with the amount per thing. So whether it's dollar, measurement of length, measurement of mass, or volume, we can just stick with this. Okay, but when I teach, I will be consistent and I will use the appropriate grouping. Okay, so problem on page 106, we'll start with problem number 1. Okay, so it says, arrange 48 chairs equally into 8 rows. Question is, there are how many chairs in a row? Okay, so this is problem number 1. Number of groups. This is items per group and total items. Okay, so we are arranging 48 chairs. That would be the total items. And then it says there are 8 rows. So that means that this will be number of group will be 8. The question is, how many are there in each row? So that's the per. So clearly, since the missing is the items per group, this will be a division problem. So 48 divided by 8 equals question mark. When we have our kids solve this equation, we have them count by 8 until they reach 48. So that's why the finger counting is very important. So the answer here is 6. Another problem that we will do is problem number 2. So in problem number 2, it says, place 63 cookies equally onto plates. And then it says there are 7 cookies in each plate. Question is, how many plates are there altogether? So, number of things, amount per thing, and total amount. Or it could also be number of groups, items per group, or total items. So again, it's all the same, whether you do the first set or the second set. Whatever the kids are comfortable with, that's what we do. Okay, so again, there are 63 cookies. That's the total. Okay, then it says you have to put them into plates, and each plate should have 7 cookies each. So the items per group is 7. Question is, how many plates? So this is what's missing. So clearly, since the number of things or the number of groups is missing, we divide. So 63 divided by 7 is question mark. Counting fingers by 7, we should stop when we get to 63. That's a total of 9 fingers representing 9 plates. So again, parents, we have to help our kids so that they won't get stressed by choosing to write them down. In a system like this, it'll reduce the stress and it'll allow them to visualize and see if it's a multiplication or a division problem. Because once they get to the word problems, they need to know if it's multiplication or division. That concludes lesson 6 of chapter 5. See you in the next lesson.